Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today, I thought it would be fun to see if we could finish off our August TBR. I have 3 physical books left and one arc. One arc that's on my Kindle. Thought we'd focus on the physical books for now. And if I feel like reading the arc on my Kindle, because I'm not really in a Kindle mood right this moment, we can get to that later. Sorry if you hear the noise in my background. Everyone's being really noisy today. These are the 3 books left on my physical TBR. The first one is Can't Help Falling in Love by Sophie Sullivan. This is supposed to be like a sweet, cute, fluffier romance. I think she's a waitress. He is the heir to some major, huge company. And it just look at the cover. It's so fluffy and cute. The other one we have is quite thick. This is book 3 of He Who Fights with Monsters. We are continuing following Jason Asano on his quest to see what is going on in this world. Can he get home? Will he go home? We don't know. And then Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. This is about an FMC who's wanted for piracy. There are 2 gorgeous captains, both on different sides of the law, I believe, chasing her. I think this one I am going to do on audio. I have no idea if it's a good one or not. So I might try that out, and if not, we'll do it physically. I think we're starting with He Who Fights with Monsters as our first read for this reading vlog. I've been really wanting to see what happens for quite some time now, and I'm ready to pick this back up. I'm going to start this, and I'll bring you back with an update. Good morning. It is the next day. I've read about 86 pages of book 3, He Who Fights with Monsters, and we're just getting into the good stuff. So book 1 was all about us following Jason Asano. He wakes up in this other world, and we're learning the magic system. We're learning the big players of the world. We're getting like that politics, the sprinkling of politics in, seeing who's important, who's looked at as not important but actually is, those type of things. But a big part of book 1 is exposing us to the magic system and this world and the monsters and the main people. Book 2, we get sent on this huge epic quest with trials type of thing. And on top of that, we're questing. We're seeing an even deeper dive into some of the politics and the world and the people. And we're starting to possibly lose some other people. Things are happening. We're actively fighting against this adversary, who you'll find out who they are in book 1. But we're actively fighting against them. And now in book 2 also, you're completing all of the missing pieces of this magic system that each person needs. And in book 3, we're delving into really getting the team to mesh, trying out different types of fighting styles, because one fighting style isn't going to work for every situation. Right now, we're being exposed to the people on this team going on another journey. And those are the skills that we're learning at this moment. And they hinted at something with the bad guys in this book already. And I think that could be what we're leading up to at the end for some huge epic battle. And it makes me a little anxious if I'm correct, because I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. And I don't know. It would be one hell of an epic battle. So that's kind of where we are right now. There's still a huge chunk of this book left to go. But I thought I'd update you about roughly about 100 pages is always a good place to stop and update. And it's kind of difficult when you're in the middle of a series because I don't want to give you away like who's here, who's not. I mean, we all know Jason's still here, so there is that. But I'm going to continue reading this, drink my coffee. I feel like I showed you a mushroom cup the other day too, right? I think so. This is my absolute favorite one. I think it's supposed to be for tea because it has like a cute little spoon, but I use it for iced coffee. Makes me happy. So yeah, I will update you when we're a little bit farther along. I have been completely devouring this book. I'm now on page 360, about halfway through, and the stakes have not been higher. We are on a very epic quest. And I don't want to say too much because you're kind of getting a little bit of this quest throughout book 1 and 2. But we are in a spot where there is no one to help us but our team. And like I said, the stakes have just never been higher. We're either going to succeed and save a ton of people, or we're going to fail and a lot of people aren't going to make it. So I am loving this book. Absolutely loving it. I don't know if I'll finish it tonight, but I will definitely finish it within the next 24-ish hours. I also started listening to Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. Now, I'm a little iffy on this book. I don't know if I'm going to soft DNF it for now. It's a lot more spice than I thought was going to be in it. At least for this stage of the book. Anyways, I expected there to be spice, but I didn't expect it. Like, I'm in chapter 17 and I feel like we've just had so much, I don't even know what to call it, like pre-spice, maybe? Like, a lot of the focus has been on that, and I thought a lot of the focus would be on what our main quest that our FMC is about to go through. I thought the main focus would be on that anyways. So I don't know if I'm really in the mood for like a spicy book. I was in the mood for like pirate adventures. So I don't know if that'll be a soft DNF or not for now. I am listening to it. I have it on Spotify, so I'm using up some of my Spotify hours for it. But if I do decide to soft DNF it, maybe I'll come back to it at a later date. But basically what's going on here is our FMC was given a map by her father. The main quest of the book was her finding like what he had left for her. And I assume we're working up to that. But there's also these other players that are coming into play right now. Nothing has made me really fall in love with anybody. And I don't like when a character is like pushed onto us as being like this really BA female that can hold her own against all the men, and she is a female pirate that can do anything essentially, right? She's very notorious. She's the daughter of so and so, and yada yada yada. But then she's like constantly overpowered or outplayed, and partially because she's thinking about spicy things. Like, that's just not where I was expecting it to go with the female character that we were given. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to continue on with this book, and I'm having a great time with this one. And if I end up soft DNFing the other one, I will add a third book in. I don't even know what to think right now. My mind just feels blown like mush. There's so much for me to unpack and process. I guess I thought this was going to be the end to like part one, and maybe it technically is, and part two is about to start. But I thought it would leave me with some closure and a way for me to move, like maybe take a break from the series and like a spot I could move forward from. But honestly, this just left every single one of my characters in turmoil. This is an amazing book series. The battles that we went through in this one exceeded all my expectations. Like, we didn't actually, it wasn't even necessarily battles. Like, it was massive. I don't even know what you would call a massive battle. Or it was like one huge battle in like a never-ending war is what it seemed like, but it was like massive. It wasn't just a couple of monsters. It was people, monsters, like holy crap, abilities that I've never even seen before, that I couldn't even like contemplate how to counter. Amazing. If you have not read this series and you like action and adventure and questing and like a D&D oriented type of story, you need to pick this up. This was absolutely phenomenal. That being said, I think I need to order book 4 like right now, because I'm gonna like have to fit it in somewhere. I need to start the next one. Or maybe I'll start it on audio and go through it slowly. I don't know yet, but that was so good. With that being said, I have decided to soft DNF The Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. Couldn't pick it back up. I tried. So I don't know if I'll feel like reading it at another time or not, but I am going to put another book in instead. And I figured we'd get one more summer book in before the ending of summer. And this is actually a summer thriller. This is Summer Rental by Rectock Ross. It's a pretty short book. It's only about 230 pages, so shouldn't be too bad to read, honestly. It says, Sun, Sand, Sleigh. Riley March and her friends are headed to ritzy, remote Palm Key Island for one last blowout party weekend before college. It's the vacation of a lifetime. Beautiful beaches, epic nightlife, and hot guys like Riley's crush, superstar soccer player Sebastian Ramos. There's just one catch. Everyone on this trip is hiding something. Riley is hiding her past in order to fit in. Sebastian is hiding his feelings for Riley, and someone is hiding what really happened to Jordan Chang, a classmate that mysteriously died last summer. Things take a dark turn after one of their friends go missing, and a hurricane cuts the group off from civilization. Trapped inside their rental house, a killer stalks them one by one. No one is safe. Everyone's a suspect. As the body count rises, Riley and her friends will have to confront the secrets they've been keeping if they want to stay alive. It says Mean Girl meets Scream in this heart-pounding psychological thriller filled with danger, twists, and shocking betrayals where nothing is as it seems. That sounds really good to me. It has been quite a while since the last time I updated you guys, and I think Sea of Ruin kind of threw me into a little slump with how upset I was at how bad that book was. I usually don't read books that I would consider bad. Usually I'm like, oh, that was a good book, or it just wasn't for me, but it was still like well written. I just think that book was bad. Anyways, it's taken me a while to pick up Summer Rental. I have decided, I don't know if you could see the little tabs there. I'm only on page 38, and I was gonna wait until I was like maybe 100 pages in, but this book is so short that we'd be halfway through the book. I've decided to tab the book though and try to figure out who the culprit is before the end of the book. So I've only got 4 tabs in there so far, but I am taking note of creepy things going on and new people coming in that just have a weird vibe. And I'm determined to figure out who it is. So far, our main character, her name is Riley March, and she has this group of friends that is very well off. She used to be well off. Her dad's now in prison for embezzlement and they've lost everything. So she is trying to still live this lifestyle she used to, but she can't really afford it. So she's with this group of friends that are very, very well off, very spoiled, not used to not getting their way. And they've decided to rent a house property on the beach in Florida. I think it's in the Keys. And it has hinted at a hurricane or tropical storm is coming. They are from Central Florida. So far, I don't like these characters, to be completely honest. Our main female character, Riley, I think she's nice, but I think she lets people walk all over her, and I really don't like that for her. I'm hoping she learns to stick up for herself. But the rest of them, they're kind of bitchy and mean. It's like Mean Girls. Like when it said this is Mean Girls meets Scream, like, yeah, those girls are mean. I do not enjoy listening to any of them speak so far. And they're all obsessed with boys. So that's where we are. The house is creepy. It was put up for a very good price to be rented. And somebody on the beach, one of the people they met said it's because tons of murders have occurred there. I'm very curious to see where this is gonna go and if I will end up liking our main character more as we go along. But right now, I'm hoping these people like take them out. Whoever it is, take them out because I can't stand them. I'll bring you back when I'm either farther in or at the end to let you know what I ended up thinking about this and if I was able to guess who it was. Guys, this book was the biggest disaster. This is one of the worst books I think I've ever read. This book was bad. It was marketed as, well, first off, it is a YA thriller. I knew that going into it. There's nothing wrong with YA thrillers. It's also based in Florida, South Florida, and that's where I grew up. Awesome. Literally, that's why I picked it up. The cover and the fact that it was based in South Florida. And I've seen raving reviews on this book. Maybe it's just me. It was marketed as Mean Girls meets Scream. I loved me a good thrasher film. When I say it missed the mark, it didn't just miss the mark, like it is so far off of it. The girls weren't just mean. This wasn't like a you can't sit with me type of book. This was straight disgusting bullying type of mean. I literally couldn't stand any of the characters, not even our FMC. I was ready for whoever the killer was to just off them all. I couldn't stand anyone, none of the men, none of the women. And as for like Scream vibes, during those types of movies, you feel anxious, you feel upset, you're wondering what's gonna happen next, who the person's gonna be. I guess the person in the first 25% of the book, in the first maybe half, a little over half, no, like almost the first 70% of the book maybe, only 2 people went missing. And the rest of the people in this book basically didn't care. They continued to party and drink like it was not a big deal. They weren't scared. They weren't upset if anything spooky or creepy happened. They kind of brushed it off and was like, you know what, we're here to party. I'm sure they're fine. Everything will be good. And then the last 25%, everything was rushed. Everything happened at once. It was not a thriller. It was not. It was just weird. Do not recommend. Do not waste your time. With that being said, if you can't tell, that book kind of put me in a mood. I do not like wasting my time. Maybe I should have DNF'd it. My bad. I probably should have. I don't rate things less than 2 stars because I usually DNF it and then don't even bother rating it because I haven't finished. This was such a short book that I actually just pushed through and finished because I was like, there's so many great reviews on this book. There's no way. There has to be some sick ending where like it's going to make up for the rest of the book. There wasn't. Can't tell, I'm slightly in a mood right now with the way that book put me, and I need something to make me smile again and to kick my feet and giggle at. So I started Can't Help Falling in Love by Sophie Sullivan, And I'm not that far in. I'm only 32 pages in, and it's so refreshing already. I just love these fluffier type of romances. Really, not too much has happened. We've met our FMC Lexi, and she's waitressing at this restaurant. She's taken on a second job in order to pay for the last couple of classes that she needs in college in order to graduate. And one of the guys at her table is Will. And he's this very good looking guy, very easygoing, doesn't care that she's kind of a mess and very forgetful. And while she's serving her tables, these three women walk in. Two of them are from high school. They're very well off. They've done well for themselves. And they see her and she's mortified. She sits down at Will's table. And he's like, okay, whatever. He's having a good old time. They basically mistake her for sitting there having lunch with her significant other and invite her to this party, that like this engagement party that one of them's having. And they invite her significant other, Will, as well. She doesn't know anything about Will. She doesn't know that he's actually the heir to a major company. All she knows is that his mother won't get off his back about having grandbabies. All she knows about him. And he likes to read books. So he basically swoops in, saves her from, in her eyes, a very embarrassing situation, gets her out of work for the day, and then says, I'll pick you up tonight. We should go to this party. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's cute. Something I think I think her dad might have passed away and she's helping take care of her mom as well. So there's a lot of other things going on. But this is just what I needed to kind of pick me back up after that other book. So I'm going to continue reading and I will bring you back with an update. Guys, tell me why I am just giggling and kicking my feet over this book right now. Oh my God, I just love Will. Will is fantastic. And our FMC, Lexi, she's so protective over him. Like he's in one of those situations where like, I wouldn't say they're similar, it's similar to this movie or other book, but like in 50 Shades, when Christian is a little uncomfortable with the girl realtor or whatever she is, and like his wife is all like, don't touch my man type of thing. That's basically what Lexi did here, and I loved it. I love when a woman is protective over her man. I love it. And he is just so supportive, and their banter together, the way that they have just this special instant connection, it's honestly just perfect. This is exactly what I needed after I read such a disappointing book before this one. I am maybe halfway, little over halfway. I'm on page 155. They're kind of at this point where they have this fake engagement. People they didn't think were going to find out are starting to find out. They're wondering, like, is this fake engagement going to harm more people than it's worth? At the same time, they still want to see each other. They still want to date each other. They're getting these like pretty intense feelings. So he wants to keep the engagement going and hopefully never break it off. She's kind of like closed off, doesn't want to get hurt. She's terrified of having a relationship like her parents had because her mom lost her dad, who was her mom's best friend, her mom's everything. And now mom is having a very difficult time in life of getting out of bed and wanting to be motivated and doesn't want to leave the house. So she's terrified of having a relationship like that. And she just wants to guard her heart and keep it safe. And it is impossible with Will in the picture. Ugh. I just love this book so much. I'm probably gonna binge the rest of this and finish it tonight. That's what I'm thinking. I will bring you back when I'm done to let you know. I really hope there's no third act breakup. There probably will be. Most books have them, but just want them to get together and be happy. That's what I want. I officially finished this book last night. And I'm sad to say it did have a ridiculous third act breakup. Why? It was not needed in this book. Things were just going great, and I don't think it really did anything for the story. It honestly, it brought my rating down. Was it good? Was it fun? Would I recommend it for a fall read? Yes, if you're going into the book knowing that like I'm just getting a silly fun time. It's cute, it's sweet. There are like undercurrents of dealing with grief and like depression, hopelessness type of thing. And I really did love their relationship. I loved their connection. I thought they worked really well together. There were a couple things I didn't like his parents and how ridiculous they were, but I mean, that doesn't really matter in the grand spectrum of things. But what really hurt it was just that third act breakup. That brings us to the end of our reading vlog. We had a fantastic start to the reading vlog with He Who Fights with Monsters. That was just such a good book. And then we kind of went downhill from there. We DNF'd Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. I have made that an actual DNF now. There's something like strange about me. I can't just DNF a book without looking up the ending to make sure I was correct in DNFing my own book, because maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was gonna pick up, but it had like some weird ending that I'm so glad I didn't waste my time reading. So glad. That'll be going straight to the unhaul pile. And then we read Summer Rental, and that was just so bad. So bad. But at least this one ended on like a cute, cozy note, even if it wasn't my favorite. It was still good though. I had a good time reading it, so. But do I think that book will stick with me? I don't know, probably not. But it was fun while it lasted. And you know what? Sometimes books just don't hit, and that's the reality of reading. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and if you did, what you thought of them. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. I hope y'all had a great time, and I will see you in the next one.